What's up? It's Don.
And John's Picks. That's
right. That is right. We're coming off a hot week. Anchor pick cash-in. The Luscious Lock cash-in. Both picks in the parlay. I said I was going to put my balls on the table. I put my balls on the table. And guess what? He's still got them. They didn't get chopped off. The Luscious Lock, getting it done. Anchor pick, getting it done. I even texted John. I was like, yo, we're riding, man. I'm parlaying them all together. That was just a side bet for me. But John, how'd you do?
Donnie, we did pretty good. I'm happy to say the Anchor pick is back in a big way, folks. And we're here, we're looking fresh. We're celebrating. Anchor pick is back, baby.
That's right. I said last week if I did well on those picks, I was going to have to keep the suit rolling. I'm keeping it rolling. John's got it in. He got some fresh new threads with all that money. So let's get right into it. Thursday night football. We got the Rams taking on the Seahawks at the Seahawks. Seahawks at home. Spreads -2.5. Just a little guy favoring the Rams on the road. Over under 54.5. That's a big guy as opposed to the spread. John, where are you at with this one?
Well, Donnie, I'm feeling the Rams here. The Rams have been looking hot lately. The Seahawks not making me too nervous, even at home in that loud-ass stadium they got up there. 2.5 points does not make me nervous. I am back in the Rams here, -2.5. Over/under, I like both of these teams putting up some points. They've each had some high-scoring games this season, especially the Seahawks, surprisingly. So, despite it being 54.5, I like the points here. So I'm taking the Rams, and I'm taking the over. I think that's going to be a great start to our betting week this week. Donnie, what are you feeling here going into Thursday night?
John, I like what you're saying. I like it a lot. I like one half of that. I got to say, the Rams, I agree. They've been hot. Now, last week, I didn't pick this on the show, but I was on the Cardinals, who are, I think, a great team. And the Rams defense didn't look great. I think they bounced back this week. I think they handle Seattle easily, just easily. We're talking 1 or 2 touchdowns. -2.5 is kind of a joke for me. I mean, like you said, Seattle's been in a lot of high-scoring games, but that's partially because they don't have a defense. I'm taking the Rams -2.5, and I'm actually going to take the under just because 54.5 is too many. I don't think Seattle puts up that many. I think Rams D is going to be a little tough on them. I don't think this is the shootout everyone's expecting. I think Rams run away with it. Seattle goes home crying. Side note, Pete Carroll, I hate that man. I just want everyone to know that publicly. I want that to be on the record. And I've cashed plenty of bets with Seattle, but yeah, Pete Carroll, I hate that man. I think any Bills fan does too after that Super Bowl play call. Fuck you, Pete Carroll. Going with the Rams, going with the under. I mean, I guess that's like another half split, half consensus.
That's exactly right.
On the spread, consensus pick. On the over/under, split. I mean, we talked about it before. We don't even love picking over/unders, but we just do it. Our record would be impeccable, like pristine. We'd be selling picks left and right, cashing at 70-80%. But we do the over/under just as a challenge, because you gotta keep you gotta lift your weights, keep your muscles moving, keep the brain working. We just do it as an exercise. So also, I'm gonna remind, don't ride don't ride my over/under picks, because usually it's 50%. The spreads, that's where the money is.
That's right. Feel free to take the over/unders with as many grains of salt as you wish, but these spread picks, folks, are no joke. And with that, we're going to move on to Sunday, where all the action is happening. Donnie, I guess.
We got 2 picks combined in one, right?
That's right. I mean, as you all know, we're always picking the Bills game. We're always picking all the primetime games. Sunday, we got the Bills. We got Sunday Night Football happening all at once. And we are excited to have the Bills back in primetime here, Donnie, are we not?
Excited as all hell, man. I'm excited. Sunday night too. Sunday and Monday, I think those are my 2 favorite nights. Thursday's good too, but sometimes I got things going on. Anyone that knows us, we're gigging musicians Thursday night, and it's a big night for playing out. But Sunday, I love it, especially when the Bills play, because I can kind of just kick back, watch games, watch Red Zone. I don't have to watch a singular game. I can just watch Red Zone, watch my fantasy play out, watch my bets play out, and just pregame for the Bills game. I love it, man. I love it. I love it.
So are you not concerned about, some people don't like having to wait all day. It gets their nerves going. They're thinking about it. They're sweating, thinking about the Bills game. It is a big game coming up, and we'll be waiting all damn day for this Sunday night action against the Chiefs. Huge game.
Yeah, I'm not worried at all. And if you got nerves, I'm going to do a quick plug. Come out to Inizio on Elmwood. Ellen Peroni and I, Duo Plus, Jazz Music. We're going to be playing 5 to 8. So you're going to get out with plenty of time. You're going to have a nice dinner, a couple glasses of wine, a couple beers, a couple shots, whatever you want to do. It's one of those hybrid places where you can get lit at the bar, or you can have a nice fancy meal in the restaurant and enjoy jazz. It's whatever you want to do. It's going to take the edge off for me. I'm going to have a great time. It's going to be a great pregame. So, no, I'm not worried. I know how Bills Mafia does it. Well, if anything, people are just going to be even more loose. And the only thing I'm worried about is, maybe the hangover on Monday might be a little extra hard because this is a late game we got going. We're going to be up late.
We are going to be up late. We are going to be hopefully partying well into the night after a victory. I got to say, Monday mornings have been pretty difficult as of late, and I don't expect it to be any better this coming Monday.
Hopefully you have the day off for Indigenous Peoples Day, and if you don't, complain to your boss, because you should. Everyone should have Monday off. This is a great, where people that got school, teachers, y'all got off, Bills playing Sunday night. This is a fantastic schedule.
It is indeed. It is indeed. So why don't we make some picks here, Donnie? Big matchup, Sunday night. Bills at the Chiefs. Chiefs -2.5 at the moment, and the over-under is set at a high mark of 56.5. Donnie, what do we think? Are the Bills gonna get a nice revenge here against the Chiefs in their home stadium from the AFC Championship game? Will we be seeing points from these two marquee quarterbacks? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking this is a game where it's just meant to be. Okay, the NFL, we've played the Chiefs now in their house. How many times in the last couple of years we played them in the AFC Championship? Last year in their house, played them in the regular season in their house. You want to rewind back to the Tyrod years, we played them in their house. I think a year or two before that, we played them in their house. I don't think we played Kansas City at home once in the last 5 years. We're going to fact check this, but I think at least 5 years, we keep getting those away games. It seems like, the NFL or whoever's in charge, they either want the Bills to prove themselves or they think the Bills are frauds and are going to keep failing. Well, I'm here to tell you the Bills are for real. They've proved that. I'm taking the Bills +2.5, but really, where I'm putting the big money on, Bills money line straight up. Bills win straight up. We don't need 2.5 points. I don't even think it's going to come down to that. Give me that Bills money line. It's sitting at +117, +120, depending on your books. Some round up, some keep it at 117. Give me the money line. I don't need the spread. I'll take the points if I need to, but like I said, my big money is going on them to win outright. And why? It has to do with the over-under. We're going under, folks. 56.5, too big. I think the Bills' defense is for real this year, much like 2019, but they got the offensive support where they won't get beat up and tired. I've seen them play against the Chiefs. They hang in for the first half, and then they just get tired because the offense can't get it done. This year the offense is going to help them out, and this year the defense is going to help out the offense. Pat Mahomes has been throwing bad picks left and right. And you know who we got? Full health, Matt Milano. If you remember last year, he wasn't 100%. He's been by far the best defensive player on the Bills this year. He's been making plays left and right, tackles, picks. He's been doing it all. I'm expecting a big game out of Milano. And I think the Bills get it done. They win outright and they keep it under and they keep the Chiefs on a lock. I've rewatched the highlights of that Chargers game. You could say it was a bad game by the Chiefs, whatever. We've all seen the Chargers on primetime. We know they're pretty good. I'm still not convinced that the Chargers D is that good or any better than the Bills D. So give me the Bills straight up, give me the under, and give me a awesome Monday morning.
Smells good, Donnie.
Yeah?
It smells good.
Let me smell it. Oh yeah, it does. It does smell good.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive wine. Anchor Pick, thank you very much. Hopefully we're drinking even finer wine next week. And I think this Bills game is going to help us do just that, Donnie. I'll tell you why. I like the Bills here. This is indeed a huge matchup. We all remember what happened in the AFC Championship game, but I think we learned quite a bit from that game about ourselves, about what it takes to beat the Chiefs. Obviously, the stakes are not nearly as high in this game, but this could be quite significant as we come down to see who's getting the number 1 seed at the end of the season here. So I think the Bills figure it out. I do not think it'll be quite as high of a scoring game to beat this over-under, to go over there. I think the way things have been going with the offenses and the defenses, Bills defense looking pretty tough. I feel like people in Chiefs territory right now do not think they don't believe in the Bills defense. They don't believe that we are as good as we've been looking. Obviously we've had some weak opponents, but I mean, 2 shutouts.
That's what it is. 2
shutouts in 3 games. Like, come on, this is the NFL we're talking about here. Professional athletes. I think the Bills get it done in Arrowhead Stadium. I think we stay under here. So give me the Bills. I'll take the points plus 2.5. Give me the under. Go Bills. Let's get ready to smash some tables and crush some wine.
Yes, sir. Y'all know what it is. We're back. That is a consensus pick. Yes,
Let's
sir.
go.
Love it when we're in consensus about the Bills. Dunking on it. And you know what? I know we normally place bets here, but I'm going to offer a bet right here. Roger Goodell, if you're watching, or anyone who's in charge of the scheduling, if the Bills win Sunday night, next 5 years, all games are at Bills Stadium versus Kansas City. All right? We've been to their place enough. We're going to prove ourselves this time. Make it happen. Take me up on it. I'm wagering. And if the Bills lose, fine. Next 5 years, you can keep us going to their house. But we're winning, and they're coming to our house for the next 5 years. You heard it here.
That's right, Roger. We know you will do the right thing after the Bills inevitably win in Arrowhead.
Roger.
Just do the right thing.
Roger, I'm speaking with a British accent because there is a London game, and we're not even going to touch it. Fuck that game.
I'm not touching it.
Yeah, okay. Roger, fuck your London game.
We hope all the British folks enjoy their fish and chips and the marquee matchup of the New York Jets versus the Atlanta Falcons. Can't wait to wake up, look at the score, see what happens, and immediately forget about it. Move on with our day.
Roger.
That's what they say. They say, Roger, do you think Roger Goodell is going to be there in London?
I don't. I mean, I think the fact that he's sent 2 of the worst teams in the league there makes it clear that he doesn't even want. I'm not even convinced he wants fans in Europe at this point with the way they keep sending these shit teams out there.
It says a lot, or it may also say a lot about how their trust in the what London fans know about football, and that they might just blindly say that, oh, it's 2 NFL teams and go anyways, and have no idea that both of these teams are absolute shit now.
I mean, it's a clunky endeavor. Like, they already know soccer is football over there, so like now they have to call this other sport American football. They can't say like, oh, you're watching the football game today. They'd be like, oh, you mean Manchester versus Chelsea? And they're like, no, I mean the New York Jets. They'll have to be like, no, I mean American football. Those bastards, throwing the ball, but they call it football. So that's a mess. I don't know. Good luck with that, Roger. I don't know. Good luck with that. But fuck that game. We're moving on to Monday Night Football.
Let's go.
Yes, that's goddamn right. We got the Colts at the Ravens. This is an interesting one. Spread's -7, favoring the Ravens at home. Over under 46 points. John, where are you at with this game?
Well, Donnie, I think I'm leaning towards Indy here. The Ravens -7. I mean, was it just last week that they nearly lost to Detroit? That was was that last week or was that 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
At any rate, in recent memory, I seem to remember them just barely by a record-breaking long field goal. Justin Tucker, shocker,
66.
beating them at the last second by a point or
With
two.
the bounce too.
Yeah, he was a dick hair away from disappointment, but they got it done. And speaking of dick hairs, -7 is not exactly that. This is quite the spread here, even at home in Baltimore. I think I'm leaning the Colts. They've been struggling, but I think their offense is starting to fire up a little bit here. I think the Ravens will probably win, but I think it'll be a close game. So I can't take the Ravens -7. I'm gonna go the Colts here on Monday night. The over/under. Smells like an under. Give us the under. Give us the Colts. What do you think, Donnie? Monday night. What you got?
John, I'm thinking. I remember the Colts last week coming off a big win versus Miami. Now is this team good? I don't think so, but they're still getting it together. It's starting to come together. Honestly, they kind of remind me of the Ravens a little bit. Heavy ground game, quarterback that sometimes looks good, sometimes throws it 3 feet over receivers' heads in perfect weather. I'm with you all the way on both. Give me Colts +7. Wentz. I hate betting on you, but I'm putting the ball in your hands. I'm putting the ball in your court, and I'm putting my trust and my wallet in Wentz's hands. All you got to do is cover a touchdown, baby. Colts +7, under 46 again. Like Ravens, they could barely beat the Lions. They needed help from Tucker. I'm with you all the way, John. And you know what? I think that is another consensus pick.
A lot of consensus this week. A lot of consensus. You know what it is. We're back at our man Frank Reich in Indy, and I think he's going to get it done for us on Monday night. So
I think so.
Look forward to that.
Now, John, we shook it up last week. We had to get back on track. We started with the anchor pick. I think we're going to do that again. Why mess with what's working? Let's do it. John, give me your anchor pick. I'm going to get the Luscious Locks going.
All right, Donnie.
I haven't washed my hair in days, though. These are going to be disgusting. This might be a beaver tail I take out. So we'll see.
Fun fact, folks. Donnie's hair is disgusting. But while he handles those luscious and slightly gross locks, anchors away here, folks. That's right. We're coming off a hot win last week. Thank you to the Kansas City Chiefs. Getting it done. Getting the anchor pick back on track. Getting us sipping some wine, some fresh threads. So thank you very much for that.
We are here. Thank the mermaid that told you about it.
Well, that's right. If you remember, there was this mysterious mermaid that just approached me way out offshore at sea, and she brought up the perfect anchor pick, which ended up being the Chiefs. You know what? I went out there looking again for this mermaid. Couldn't find her. In fact, all I actually found was an oil spill from some other dolt that put his anchor. You know what he did? He bet against the Chiefs last week. Ended up hitting an oil pipeline off the coast of California. Yeah. Not only did he lose the bet, but he spilled a bunch of oil. So you know what? Don't do that. Listen to me. Listen to my mermaid. While I was out there, got past the oil spill. Actually, it wasn't a mermaid. It was a little fishy. A little fishy this time. He came to me with a nice little tasty pick for us, folks. That tasty pick is Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers taking on the Bengals in Cincinnati. You know what, Donnie? He said, Aaron Rodgers, back that man. He's still got it. He's going to get it done this week. We got the Green Bay Packers -3 in Cincinnati, and we are taking them. That's your anchor pick, folks. Anchors away. And cheers to that.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. I love it. You know I was on Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay last week. They should have blown out the Steelers, made a little bit of a sweat, But, like I said, their defense kind of gives up in the fourth quarter. They don't blow teams out. They kind of just fall over after being up 2 or 3 touchdowns. So I love it. But Luscious Lock time. I mentioned this team earlier when we were talking about the Rams. This team's been on fire lately, and I've also been on fire lately.
It's true.
So, I'm giving out another 2 picks. Not giving out a parlay. This time, if you want to parlay it, you're going to have to do it on your own accord. But no, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck what I said. We're parlaying it.
Let's go.
Fuck that. Let's go. Well, you got to take advantage when you're hot. All right, pick number 1. Cardinals -5 at the 49ers. I think the Cardinals just look too hot lately. They look too good. 49ers have a good D. I think the Cardinals are just flying too high. I think they can cover -5 with ease. Pick number 2. What are we going with? We're going with the Broncos. That's right. Broncos taking on the Steelers. They're +1. +1. Take the money line. It's even money. -105 in some books. Take them. Take both those picks. And if you're like me, you're taking both those picks and you're just going to sprinkle a little bit for some extra fun on a parlay of those 2. Cardinals -5. Broncos money line because it's better value than the spread. Who needs +1? You're going to push if they lose. Fuck pushing. We're here to win money, not tie. Put those together, +270. And the Luscious Lock will have you again. And we're going to be going hot. We're at 6-1. Let's go 9-1. Let's cash all 3. Again, balls on the table, they ain't getting chopped off. I wouldn't do it if I knew otherwise.
Love to hear it, Donnie. Love to hear it. That is quite the Luscious Lock. Indeed, we got a great lineup of picks here. I guess with a little bit of time we have left here, I have to ask, so is your streak of betting on your beloved Cowboys, is it coming to an end this week, or will you throw that in the mix as well?
Here's the thing. The Cowboys, that's going to be a personal pick, but I can't give it out as a Luscious Lock. If you look at it, it's funny, I just tabulated John and my record on all the primetime games. We are, and I shit you not, exactly 500. Exactly, and that's over-unders included. The spreads were actually up on, but if you include our over-under every pick on all the primetime games and Bills games, we are exactly 500. But the Luscious Lock is killing. I need to keep that pristine record. Now, they're taking on the Eagles, right? I think at home.
Cowboys are taking on the Giants.
Or Giants, okay.
At home.
I knew it was a divisional matchup. I'm not going to lie, the divisional matchups always make me a bit nervous. Just because, it's like Bills playing the Patriots. How many times have the Patriots been a way better team, but the Bills, keep it close and they barely win?
7-point spread. 7 points.
Or last year even, game 1 versus the Patriots. It's close. They're driving down. We were this close to losing the Patriots last year if it wasn't for Cam Newton fumbling the ball. I wish he was still on the Patriots so we had someone to fumble the ball. But divisional matchups, they make me a little nervous because coaches know a lot about each other. They've seen each other for years. They know these teams for years. They know the fields. They know the locker rooms. They play them twice a year. 7.5 is a little bit for me. This is a game I'm going to be keeping my eyes on. But tune in, Saturday, Sunday. I'll check back in with you on the Cowboys. When you're doing this, you can't just ride or die every team. You got to pick your spots, and I think the Cowboys will win. There's not much value in the money line, so I'm gonna hope that people pile on Aaron Jones and drive that number down, just like last week. Last week the number was -4, -5 against the Panthers. People went drove it right down. It was -3 before game time. I took it. It was an easy cover. They won by like 2 touchdowns, a field goal, something like that. So, John, to answer your question, we will see.
We will see.
Yeah, stay tuned. And we'll put that Papa John thing. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We do know your good friend Jerry Jones is waiting anxiously to see if you are still backing him and his boys this week against the Giants.
He is. I mean, yeah, I can't say anything. That's why I certainly am not betting the Giants. I can't say that if I want to be GM. So.
I will say this. I think if things are lining up right, the stars are aligning for you to take the Cowboys again this week, and somehow win on the Cowboys again this week, we may be in line to have Jerry Jones as a guest on this show. I mean, it's getting to that point here, folks.
They might go in the first half Wall of Fame. We don't have a Wall of Fame, but Cowboys are on the bubble to go into first half betting Wall of Fame. Before we end, John, you were on the Chiefs. Said they were fired up with the losses. Is Andy Reid out of the hospital? How's he doing? I haven't heard. We didn't even talk about that.
From what I can tell, I think Andy Reid is doing better. Had a little bit of a scare there for a minute. I don't know the specifics, but I believe he was out of the hospital maybe even that same day, if not the next day.
Damn.
Yeah, so not much of a story going on there from what I can tell. I think Andy Reid will be on the sidelines. We'll probably be looking forward to having a burger after the game, win or lose. So, yes, Big Andy will be there, ready to shake his boy.
He's got his menu of plays next to the menu of plays, and he's holding the menu, and he's like, all right, if this play works, I'm getting this combo afterwards. If this play works, I'm getting a number 6. If this play works, I'm getting a number 8.
That's correct. Yeah, no, I think like number of touchdowns correlates to the number of patties that he'll have on his burger at the end of the game. So.
I can't fault him. I mean, everyone all week long I've been listening. Kansas City, the barbecue. The first you step out, you're like, I'm at a football game, and it just smells like amazing barbecue. So can't fault him. You know, he went from Philly with the Philly cheesesteaks to Kansas City with the barbecue. I think Andy Reid is actually picking where he's coaching based on the quality of food at this point.
Kansas City does good barbecue, am I right?
Never been, never had
popular.
it. Someone send us. All right, I'm gonna DM us if you're from Kansas City or if you have relatives. Send us some barbecue. We'll send you even better picks, not included on here. Some VIP picks. Send us some fucking barbecue. Just do it.
That's right.
I'm hungry.
That's right. You heard it here. Picks for your barbecue. Make it happen, folks. We got all the picks. Send us some food. Send us whatever you want. But we are happy to provide rock solid picks week after week. And I think we're ready to wrap it up here, Donnie. We wish you all luck. We hope you're backing us. Let us know in the comments. But we'll see you next week for another episode of Don
and John's
Picks.
This train never stops. We'll see you next time.
Let's go.